Elon Musk has been steadily buying Twitter stock for quite some time now. And it was obviously below the radar, right? Because he kept accumulating share uh, before he reached a threshold of 5%, when he would need to basically, publicly declare it to the SEC that, okay, hey, now I'm having big enough stake for everyone to know. Um, and he kept accumulating after that, after he had basically like a 10 days to let the world know that he has accumulated this 5%, but he did not. He kept buying. So, kind of he's having that struggle, obviously, with SEC that's going after his neck for quite some time, which, in a sense is justified. We are having certain rules that should be followed. But at the same time, many of those rules are plain stupid. Um, and so, I don't want to be the judge of this particular matter, but basically that's what transpired, right? Elon Musk ended with 9.2% stake in the entire company. And in a sense, like, this is the typical billionaire playbook, right? Elon Musk, he's always playing like a four-dimensional holo chess, where all his competitors are basically, playing checkers. So in the world where Jeff Bezos, a couple of years ago, or when was it, bought Washington Post, or like a big stake in it, um, which in a sense it's a little meaningless. We're kind of past that point, obviously, with like the traditional media. And obviously, if you look at some of those articles from Washington Post, they are always slamming Elon Musk, because these two billionaires are uh, all the time kind of poking at each other, because they are kind of fighting on that number one, number two spot at the richest person in the world list. And Elon Musk is clearly winning the past basically year or two. And also because he's always a couple steps ahead, right? Because the social media, that's the new stuff. Newspaper, that was the thing of the past. That was a viable option when, Warren Buffett was buying some of the media, in the 70s, 80s, 90s maybe. But we're past it, right? And Twitter now is a big world town hall. Twitter is basically positioning themselves as the place to get the news, right? Really bite-sized news, pieces of information from clever people, let the ideas flow, and kind of establish, in a sense, get the feel of what's the zeitgeist, what's the way where the society is heading. It's a platform used by lots of very clever and successful people to kind of, exchange ideas among each other, and it's a place for also lots of smaller communities. So in a sense, as a social media, it's really successful, since it's really creating interesting connections, and at the same time, it's a place where these ideas can flourish. On the other hand, as a company, it's not as successful. It's really underutilized in terms of how the Twitter is monetized, um, which kind of makes for a nice arbitrage opportunity for, obviously, Elon Musk, right? Even though I would probably assume that really like the main goal of Elon is really to, it's in a sense it's not a business case per se for him to, like, make money. It's for him it's just like tiny fraction of his overall net worth, right? It would be the equivalent of me buying, $1,000 worth of, let's say, whatever, Facebook, right? Uh, but for him, Twitter is a platform where he is being very active, and it's almost basically like a Tesla's marketing, right? So it's not really, in a sense, to make money from the Twitter itself, but to solidify his position and secure that his voice can still be heard on the platform, because that's where his supporters are. That's where Tesla is giving lots of both positive and negative attention, but in any manner, any attention is good attention if you are a business, right? Um, so that's basically it, right? Elon Musk just really went full speed ahead. He is now on the board of Twitter, and he is already making some changes. And if you would basically point a gun to my head, I would tell you that Twitter is probably going to do very well also in terms of the overall business, the revenue, the stock price. Basically, everything that Elon Musk touches turns into, well, if not gold, then at least silver. So I expect really positive things to happen. And at the same time, I think this is a very good uh, thing for the sake of democracy and ensuring the free speech on the platform and overall making sure that different voices are heard. And I really hope that this will be a positive outcome for the democracy, especially in the US. Okay, folks, that's all for today. If you've managed to listen to my rambling all the way up until this point, you are freaking awesome. I love you. Give me a comment down below, subscribe, like, the usual stuff. Connect with me on Twitter, just Google my name or something. I would like to hear your opinion about any of the stuff I have mentioned. And keep being awesome. Take care.